Welcome back to another episode of Vass Reacts, and we got Vinny 2 top 20 best action shonen anime of all time. Bruh, I already know what's on the list. JoJo's, Naruto, I'm not gonna say Fairy Tail, Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titan, My Hero, Disney Clover, wait till Chainsaw Man come out. That's gonna be number fucking 1. Dragon Ball. Come on, fuck my list. Let's get right into his list. How y'all feeling today? We gonna get right into this video. Let's go. It ain't starting off with a bang. Oh, I forgot Yu Yu Hakusho, JJK, Full Metal.
It's no doubt that action anime is a
Mid-piece. I mean One Piece. I'm sorry, y'all.
Cool. I'm one of you too. So instead of counting down the top 10 this time, I'm gonna go for 20 titles. 20 of my favorite action shonen.
Oh, Bleach.
You heard that
I
right.
forgot. Oh, Gintama.
YouTube video yet, and we're gonna have double the fun today. After all, we're fast approaching 1 million subs. So here's something.
Congratulations.
What I define as action shonen is a title that has battles and a bit of adventure as its primary hook, which is why some titles that I feel could
Death Note. Bro. Promise Neverland. Noragama. Alright, let's see his top 20. I'm ready. I'm gonna agree with you.
Ranked number 20 on my list.
Noragama. Noragama do not get enough credit. I love Noragama. I love the concept of Noragama. Noragama do not get enough credit, and I believe well, he put it as 20. So I'm gonna see where the rest of his list go. But Noragama do not get enough credit.
This is Noragami.
I said Gama. Gami.
We start off with something modern. Noragami is what I'd call short and sweet, and it's one of my favourite anime in early 2014. It has a lovable cast of characters set in an urban setting that heavily intersects with the spiritual. It was quite the hit back in the day. Not mainstream popular, but Yato, Hiyori, and Yukine's antics endeared them enough to get the show a sequel, Noragami Aragoto. And how could it not? It's an urban fantasy action show that places surprisingly heavy emphasis on character development. We really get to feel for the characters and grow attached to them as they go through their interpersonal drama that heavily characterizes most of the series. From Yato to Hiyori to side characters like Bishamon, the characters are very fleshed out. This thing sorely needed another sequel, and is mainly the reason why it's rated at only number 20, especially after the way Aragoto ended. It's one of the curious cases wherein the season 1 ending had more closure, so it makes me think that if it just ended up being a one and done anime, I would have been perfectly fine with it. But the stopping point for season 2 changed my mind.
It really deserves more. But what's this one?
Number 19, we go to a classic favorite, Dragon
Ball Z. Do I agree with this, number 19? Some people say Dragon Ball Z is the godfather of all animes. I personally somewhat believe that. I believe it should be a little higher because it is a godfather of anime, but it's his list. So his list of all time. So I don't know, a little skeptical.
Dragon Ball as a franchise needs little explanation. Even if you're someone new to the whole anime thing, there would surely be an anime boomer out there telling you about how great the exploits of Goku and his pals were back in the day. It's just a testament as to how big of an influence the series had in shaping the childhoods of 90s kids. If you have a biased opinion, I really love it. It's got a lot of cool moments and fights, and I feature it in so many of my videos. But I have it just at number 19 because taking those fights away, and you have a shonen that's somewhat bare bones, especially compared to a lot of the more modern shows. It's not aged very well in my opinion, even compared to the 2000 shonen. But that's what Super's for, right? To keep the show up to speed with the modern era.
And I can say about Dragon Ball Z as well, everybody in the hood fuck with Dragon Ball Z. You can go ask a nigga that's on the block, a hood nigga right now, like, yo, you watch anime? Like, say, hey, you watch anime? Yeah, bro, I know what Dragon Ball Z. Every hood nigga know what Dragon Ball Z is. You can walk outside, see a hood nigga with a Goku shirt. I'm like, damn, you watch anime? Nah, bro, I just know what Dragon Ball Z is. They don't know what anime is. They know what Dragon Ball Z is. They don't even know Dragon Ball Z is an anime. Every hood nigga know who Goku and Vegeta is. Trust me. I live in Baltimore. Trust me. Niggas know. Super. What's this? Claymore. Ooh, I never seen this.
Here's a niche title for the number 18th rank, Claymore.
I never seen this. Can't give an opinion on it because I never seen it.
I legitimately wonder how many people have watched Claymore in 2022. Not a lot, I assume.
Oh, this is new.
Day, it was quite the niche
This
title,
not new?
even as it's a product of Shonen Jump. It takes place in a medieval land that's plagued by shape-shifting demons called Yoma, and the ones standing in their way are female warriors who are also part Yoma, called Claymores by the public. It's a show that I enjoyed, and I think a lot of people would like it. It has an interesting premise, strong characters like the Claymores who have their share of action scenes to shine in, and a lot of great fighting too. However, I take points away from the anime because of how it seems so unfinished as an adaptation. The production values haven't aged too well either.
One thing about his list, he giving me stuff to watch. Because I've been watching, like, Disney Plus shows. I've been watching The Boys recently. So this giving me some more anime to watch.
Burst its way into rank 17.
Black Clover. I haven't finished Black Clover. From the episode that I saw, I like it. But from the critics, people call it Disney Clover because no one dies. And people deserve to die, but no one dies. So I have to see for myself. I used to think Asta was just a copy of Naruto, but I see him playing word.
Most of you are familiar with. I feel that the mystique in Black Clover has a lot to do with its world and magic system. It's always interesting to watch a battle shonen with such a particular edge with its characters, its spells, and the overall way it handles its fights. It's very immersive when the ball got rolling, and while the production quality has been inconsistent due to its long runner nature, it hits the mark when it comes to moments that matter. Sorry, Dean's 7 Deadly Sins. I personally admire Black Clover and its fans. The anime is the subject of much criticism early on in its run, but the fans have stuck with it and got rewarded with one of the better new-gen and immersive shonen long runners. It's the true embodiment of a journey that pays off, a meta-parallel to Asta's underdog story from laughingstock to hero, ironically.
I know he like Rey Mysterio, his buff ass.
We go back to the Sengoku period with Dororo.
I heard about this. I never watched, I never picked it up. I heard about it, but I never picked it up.
Dororo isn't a new series. In fact, if we take
I heard it been around for a while.
So far, Dororo is the oldest series. Its first anime dating back to the end of the 1960s. It's also one of Osamu Tezuka's popular works, which is why it got a modernized version. Among the modern remakes of old titles such as Bem, it's the one that ended up being the best for me. The story of Hyakimaru fighting demons and finding his humanity through the journey has been beautifully captured in the modern version. Crisp fighting scenes, pretty much to capture the essence of the rules Sengoku era, a lot of emotional moments, and a story that keeps you wanting more. I didn't hear much noise on Dororo when it was first airing, and I think that a lot of people missed out on a great 2019 show. Then again, it's a show that had the first Kaguya, Quince, and Shield hero in it, not to mention the only Promised Neverland anime. Yeah, the only one.
What is this? Bro, Trigger. I never seen this!
Rank 15 is World Trigger.
Bruh! I never seen this. It's the second one I never seen. The third one.
World Trigger is in a weird spot. It started out with its first season right at the first half of the 2010s, and it was barely talked about. Some blame the approach in the adaptation, while others blame the art. Me? I think the show's underrated, and it does take a while to rev up. Thankfully, we did get our sequel last year, and it's where the series starts to show its mettle with a lot of high-octane fights that are just filled with exciting moments and epic animation, a contrast from the middling first season. A true example of a show getting better as it goes on, both in terms of presentation and plot. Oh, and let's not forget the world building and the ability to make us feel attached to the characters and development.
I kind of know what I'm gonna do.
Over
all these animes he's dropping, the ones I never seen, I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna leave reviews. I'm gonna post my reviews, so let me know if y'all want that to happen.
70 episodes to get to this point, which is why I'd usually recommend someone to read the manga when it comes to this series. Well, at least for the first few arcs.
Never seen
In
that.
14th place is My Hero Academia.
Young Midoriya. Okay. 14, it belongs at 14. Me personally, I would probably thought a little higher if it wasn't for the fandom. Their fandom is fucking cringe. If you was to see on TikTok what I see, it make you want to shoot yourself in the fucking ankle. But, bro, yeah, 14, Young Midoriya, he came a long way. Young Midoriya came a long way. Same thing for Young Bakugo and Young Todoroki. They all came a long way. I'm excited to see where they go to next. Hopefully, I hope they got a time skip arc coming. I hope. But, yeah. I think My Hero been doing good for itself.
My My Hero Academia is probably the closest we can get to a modern equivalent to the classic 2000 shonen archetype. Underdog hero in a bright, idealistic world with a setting that appeals mostly to the younger demographic. It feels like the stock shonen, but given the plot developments we've had so far, I'd say that it also has a lot to offer to older fans. I like the creativity on display of the powers, and I like how it also goes out of the way to give the villains some shine. The show also has several compelling characters that get developed as the story progresses.
Overhaul best
From a
villain.
standpoint, it may not be the best shonen out there, but there's no denying its influence, and that's why it's right here at number 14.
Now that fight was gas. That fight was gas.
Speaking of cultural influence, Demon Slayer is 13th on my list.
I can't speak on it. I dropped it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to drop Demon Slayer. I couldn't get jiggy. I couldn't get jiggy with
Demon Slayer. It just blew up in a way that's unprecedented since the days of.
It was like I tried to give y'all the reactions, post them on YouTube. They wouldn't let me upload them. I had to drop it. I couldn't do it for y'all. I wasn't gonna watch it.
That's just how big it got, and it mostly did it on the heels of eye-opening animation and art. There's just a signature flair to how the art was done for the series, and I'm not just talking about the Rui fights. The attacks,
it looked good,
and even the backgrounds, and so all contribute to the appeal of the story so much.
It looked good.
It's simple.
I just had to drop it.
I said that it's no 10 out of 10 masterpiece. However, it's still a damn good shonen to watch and introduce to your pals. It's also quite dark and violent for a shonen title, and I bet that helps improve its popularity.
I'll give it another chance shortly.
Almost entering the halfway point, we look at
Kenshin
in 12th place.
Okay, Kenshin as the OG.
Timeless classic,
Kenshin as the OG anime, I believe he belongs right there because a lot of new modern anime probably takes the cake for top 10. Damn, we in this 12 already? Yeah, but
Kenshin feels different for its time. Instead of having a spitfire of energy, we have an introverted pacifist for a protagonist. Seeking redemption, Kenshin embodies a kind of inner strength that we rarely saw emphasized in the protagonists of the 90s. That alone makes the title notable in its heyday. And there's also the lack of focus on superpowers and such that have become synonymous with the popular shonen titles, instead delving more on character drama and build-up. But that's not to say that the fights aren't good, as it also has some of the best sword fights that the 90s could give us. Those things really gave Rurouni Kenshin a unique edge over its peers. It was one of my favorites amongst the classics, with the Shishio arc being the peak of its popularity. It's got a unique approach that helped it reach heights, but anime filler hell unfortunately cut its momentum short. This is a show that could have benefited from the throttled releases that My Hero Academia does.
I feel like a modern day Kenshin would look good. Magi. Oh, I heard this is good. People been telling me Magi good.
The interesting thing is that statement only...
And Craig, I see it on Netflix. I'll be wanting to start it. I just don't have the time to actually start. Like watching a lot of anime.
Parts of this fantastic adventure. Magi starts off giving us a new take on the whole Arabian Nights theme, but with anime powers akin to something like Bleach. We then go on a trip that takes us through the various corners of the world, a world that happens to mirror parts of the real world actually, like ancient Rome, China, or the Indian Islands. Magi, for all the fantastical elements, does feel like a shonen that hits closer to home. The main appeal is the powers and the adventure for me, but it's also got its chance to show off its metal in other aspects that we rarely see get this much focus in shonen, such as politics and philosophy. Not to say that the anime is some too deep for you show because it talks about politics. At the end of it all, it's mainly just a bright shonen that's mainly about the trip. The ride as Alibaba and Aladdin learn more about the worlds and grow through their interactions with people from all backgrounds. It's a definite recommendation for me.
I heard it's good.
We're at the halfway point now, and this is usually where I tell you to subscribe. Subscribing helps the channel reach its goal. So if you like what you've been seeing and want more, then please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. However, I'd actually also like to take this moment to name a lot of honorable mentions that didn't quite make it to this list. We only have slots for 20 titles after all. So here they are, and they're in no specific order. Shaman King, Yura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, Fairy Tail, Raid, D, Greyman, Soul Eater, Hitman Reborn, Seraph of the End, Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Peak,
now, do you have any other honorable mentions that you've got?
Okay, that's valid. They're valid. They're valid. They're valid on Peak. I'm surprised Bloodline didn't make it, but Peak, I'm not gonna lie, they was Peak honorable mentions.
Exciting list.
Bleach, my man's Ichigo Kurisaki. Bruh, I can't wait for the 1,000-year Blood War art to get animated. Can't fucking wait.
Personal favorite.
Look at him pulling up.
I know it's nigh impossible to talk about Bleach without mentioning the 2000s and the big three, so I'll talk about what sets it apart from the other two. If you're asking me why I love Bleach so much and why some people
because
like
Ichigo
it the best
actually had a
amongst the
father.
Shonen of the 2000s, I'd say that it's the one that seems the most mature in its presentation. The characters feel like they're part of our world more, and as teens looking to break into adulthood, then people.
Oh, that's the best theme. Ooh, it's OG. That's the best theme.
Characters, whereas the worlds of something like Naruto,
that's the best fucking thing.
Bleach is a very
I
influential
cry here
title,
every time.
and it helped spurn in a new generation of anime fans in the day. It's also got some of the best aesthetics, from the Shinigami to the Hollows, Quincy's, and Arrancar. The designs are top notch, all coming with a flavor that's uniquely theirs.
For real, Bleach deserves its props.
How full of stakes the early fights seem. Sure, the series has its flaws, and it's almost worn out its welcome by the time the Fullbringer arc came around. But there's a reason that there's clamor for more.
Oh, best theme, Soji S. Oh, sleep, bro. I can't wait to that,
without the show that it
bro.
feels like a spiritual successor to.
When 1,000-year Blood War arc is animated, I am disappearing from the earth.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Urban fantasy setting, ragtag group of comrades that fight and have adventures in the spiritual realm, and a protagonist who gets involved in the spirit realm thanks to contact with the supernatural. Yeah, it's easy to see why people call Bleach a.
My man was like, he was like, Yusuke was like, I don't care if it's a girl or a woman, or no, he said, I don't care if it's a girl or a grandma or a baby, I'll beat him up any demon.
Spiritual successor to Yu Yu Hakusho. In a lot of ways, the two are the same, yet they are quite different. Yu Yu Hakusho does have a lot of merits. The fighting feels well constructed, and it's got outstanding humor and depth for what people could easily pass off as your everyday supernatural battle shonen. It may not have the same level Bleach has in terms of flashiness, the stylishness, and complicatedness of the fights and powers later in the story, but Yu Yu Hakusho feels just as rounded as a series. It has arcs that feel simpler but philosophical, and just as engaging.
It's making me want to go back and watch Bleach.
Chances are you like the other as well. We then move to 8th place, where the second member of the Jump Big Three is.
Well deserved. Number 8, don't agree, but well deserved. Even in the top 10, Naruto, my favorite anime of all time. I love Naruto from my soul. I don't know if y'all can see this is a Sasuke tattoo. I don't know if he's gonna put Naruto and Naruto Shippuden together, bro. I love Naruto so much. And it's like ridiculous, bro.
It seems to me that among the anime fans of the 2000s, there's no title as influential to them becoming aware of the medium than Naruto. It was big back in the day, back when there wasn't much internet access and online communities to grow. It felt like the flagship title of that era, and for good reason too. What's not to like about
that
Naruto?
shit.
Assuming you're someone who's clueless about the medium. It's got a plucky underdog story, a unique take on the concept of ninjas for its time, some very nice life lessons to be learned, even they brought a more on idealistic.
It was
than
that
realistic.
shit. I can't watch Naruto without crying.
Influenced a whole generation of fans.
For real.
For me, I found myself captivated by the interesting world and the growth of our protagonist. Following orange jumpsuit era Naruto through his journey into the world's greatest hero by the time the story ends is an ode to the journey that we all take growing up, and the way Naruto the series presented it is very satisfying.
I can't watch this shit without crying. Bro, I can't watch Naruto or Shippuden without crying. Like it's inevitable.
We have the hottest member of the new generation in town,
JJK.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
People call this Ghostbusters Naruto, which is kind of is, but I like the aspect that JJK takes. It's similar to Naruto, which Naruto, you know, I say Naruto is like a godfather of some modern anime that came out, such as Black Clover, JJK, and a couple more. But everybody got their own twist to it. I like JJK. JJK is something different that I've never seen before. So that's a JJK gets his props.
There's an embodiment of style in the world of battle shonen.
Look at that shit. Look at Gojo.
In its day, it's got to be Jujutsu Kaisen. The series just screams edgy and cool, and there's no better way than to show that than to have some of the best fight sequences in modern shonen. It's got a lot of moments to remember thanks to the superb production quality, and we can tell that MAPPA gave their all with this. It's a very fun experience watching Jujutsu Kaisen overall. Like Demon Slayer, I call this a middle-of-the-road show that's infinitely elevated by production quality, but it's got a lot of great moments to remember it for. Almost everything Gojo does, a lot of the fights in the Kyoto Goodwill arc, the main character's personal highlights like Megumi's moment in the last few episodes, it's a show that's very accessible for everyone, and there's a lot to like. And at the end of the day, if you're going to ask a casual watcher or someone looking to get into the media,
characters is well likable
for a shonen anime, right?
They're well likable.
Sixth place
I love
is
them.
One Piece, the
One
biggest
Piece.
action shonen in Japan.
And still going. Still going. I want to know who number one. Still
One
going.
Piece to me is the show that represents endless possibilities. Just as it has a setting tailor-made for the series to go on indefinitely, One Piece is the action shonen that is made to be full of surprises. There's just so much that can be done in the world of One Piece, and through several arcs and adventures that Luffy and the group have gone through, I found myself cherishing a lot of them. Those excited cheers of triumph in the heat of epic battles, those dramatic moments that pull both mine and the characters' hearts, and the sheer anticipation of what comes next. I'll never forget them. Watching it all can be a daunting task, but I promise that the journey is worth it. When you get to the key moments, make sure to let it all sink in and be amazed at how powerful a title that looks so cartoony can be in touching the hearts of millions of people in the world. And trust me, if this was a manga list, it would have been a lot higher. Unfortunately, like some other long-running anime on this list, it suffers from inconsistent animation and pacing issues due to the addition of in-canon fillers. That's why I recommend you watch the One Piece version, which will save up a lot of your time.
One Piece definitely gets its props. It's still going. I used to sleep on One Piece because of how I look. Bruh. And then I started watching. I was so... I was attached. Like, the characters are fun and friendly and very entertaining. I was attached. And now number 5 is JoJo. As you can see. You see Jolene? This is peak fiction at its best. You got a zesty vampire hunting down a whole bloodline. This is peak.
A fifth best action shonen is none other than JoJo.
Yup, JoJo's is peak. I love me some JoJo's as well. I love
JoJo
JoJo.
is an anime that's been helped by the internet. I mean, the series has become quite ubiquitous with meme culture and the internet side of the anime fandom. Without the help of those, I doubt the franchise would have exploded the way it did, but I am very thankful for that. Because for all the craziness and the over-the-top elements that's in it, JoJo is a well-thought-out battle shonen. The way the seasons connect with each other and take us through generations of characters is something that amazed me when I first stumbled upon it. It's also the poster child for wild, dumb, fun in the world of anime. Almost nothing indicates that the series takes itself seriously, but it's what makes it special and allows it to deliver some of the most memorable moments in anime, such as the 7-page Naruto, amongst others.
Yeah. Peak fiction. JoJo's is automatically peak fiction. Awesome muscle.
Rank number 4 is Gintama.
Okay, I believe it.
Gintama, I can say, is the master of multiple genres. Fans love it for its very intense and dramatic moments, but they also love how it can go all in on the comedic and parody aspects. I say that's the big appeal of Gintama, its propensity in switching gears and giving you the best of the two ends of the spectrum.
Yep,
all down
I believe
juicy
it. I understand.
whiplash. One moment you'll be laughing along with Gintoki and the gang, and the next moment you'll be at the edge of your seat while watching an extremely gripping segment, helped by great sound and art direction, one that's evolved alongside the years. It also helps that Gintama has some of my favourite villains and side characters in action shonen. Bonus points for finishing the story in one of the best possible ways. A banger of a movie featuring some of the most epic fights the series has to offer. On another note, it's not an anime I recommend to someone who's new to the world of anime, as it's got a lot of references and parodies of other anime which a newcomer might not be familiar with. The honour of being the 3rd best action shonen
Full Metal, yes! This deserves it. Cartoon Network / Toonami. This deserves it.
Missed.
This is what this deserves it.
Here's another classic.
This is in the top 3.
FMA
This
has been
deserves it.
recommended to death by people. It's just that good. It's a series rife with action, but also filled with a lot of storylines that make you ponder. It's quite the profound shonen that deals a lot with morality and the like, all while packaging the whole thing excellently in an exciting series full of epic fights and adventures. It didn't quite penetrate the normie consciousness the same level as the bigger battle shonen anime did. That's more to do with the fact that this is a show that's not as easy to consume. Things move at a slow burn at times, much to the benefit of its themes and messages.
FMA is that shit.
This show is still getting recommended
Definitely Brotherhood. This is that shit, bro.
Compared to a lot of the more popcorn entertainment peers. In terms of writing and thematic meaning in shonen anime, it's hard to trump FMA. In second place,
like for that first For everyone's first anime, I always recommended FF and Attack on Titan, which he's ready to talk about next. Bro, Attack on Titan is so peak. It's so peak. Top 2 is so.
Place is the 2013 sensation
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Attack on Titan, at first glance, looks nothing like a shonen manga turned anime. Heck, even after watching it and seeing the violence, the convoluted plot lines, the depth of characterization and relationships...
After season 4, its planet is feet. After season 4, Attack on Titan has planted its feet in the anime community. Season 4, part 1 and 2, it planted its feet. I'm stopping right here. I'm stopping here. I'm not moving. Attack on Titan is planting his feet during season 4. It's not going nowhere. Bruh. The Rumbling was #1 song in the world on the Hot Rock charts. It pretty much won Anime of the Year. Shit, Crunchyroll Awards come out. It was ready to take every award, but they ain't want to be biased. Come on, bro. Attack on Titan has planted their feet in the anime community. You can't steer me wrong. I want to know what's #1.
It is indeed published in a shonen magazine, and that's beautiful.
It's that shit, bro.
The heaviness of the subject
probably Death Note #1. I have a feeling Death Note gonna be #1.
Worth the hype. It starts off catching everyone's attention by giving us a thrilling setup of humans fighting for survival, one that's devoid of the usual shonen plot armor or other usual tropes, giving us something that looks so unique in the world of anime for its time back in 2013. Then, once it's got our attention, it starts talking to us.
Exactly.
The depth of humanity's derangement and a lot of other social problems.
Exactly.
While not letting go of the action. As some of the epic moments in the latter seasons, like Levi fights or the cinematic clash at the end of season 3, prove. Finally, I have Hunter x Hunter as my best action shonen anime.
Yeah, I mean, he's spitting. Once he grabs our attention, Attack on Titan, it starts speaking to us. TV on? TV on. Yeah, Attack on Titan, like, it will start speaking to it. It got our, like, we creeping. Once the quarters, bam, that shit will start spitting. But Attack on Titan get political, and I'm gonna let you know that now. But Hunter x Hunter #1, I wouldn't really only say it's #1 because it didn't finish off the anime. That's why I'm gonna give it really #1. But the Chimera arc, the Chimera art was good, and the Phantom Troop makes up for that. So
Hunter x Hunter. There's just a lot of ways to express why this is my favorite shonen anime and why I think it deserves recognition for being one of the best ones out there. A lot of people
he based off nostalgia.
Generalist appeal and lack of reliance on shonen tropes. It's not as in your face subversive as Attack on Titan tropes can be, but it doesn't need to be. It treads the standard shonen fare while integrating some dark and mature moments that truly showcases the power of the medium. Despite having the appearance of a simplistic shonen for young people, it gets rather unorthodox in its approach to battle, power-ups, character arcs and such, and people eventually realise that there's much to this show than appearances first suggest. Truly a masterpiece in the realm of shonen storytelling. Hunter x Hunter deserves all the acclaim it's been getting. The memes about the manga's hiatus have overshadowed the actual content at times, but the fact that people still eagerly await the series even after 2 decades is proof of how much it touched the hearts of millions.
It took too long to come back.
And that wraps it up. This has been one of my longest videos so far, and I hope that you enjoyed this new format. I'd love to...
I always like his videos. I agree. With his top 5, do I agree? Yes. With his top 10, do I agree? Yes. With his top 15, I agree? With his top 20, Hunter x Hunter #1, like I said, if the anime was the finish, then I would've, gave it that. But besides that, I feel like Attack on Titan and Hunter x Hunter should switch. I'm biased. But, top 5 off the charts. His top 5, like, pretty much cemented that, so. This was Vinny 2 top 20 best action shonen anime of all time. Congratulations. I hope he get to 1 million subscribers. I hope I get that soon someday. I love his videos. I don't know if he watched my stuff, but I'm proud of you. I love your videos. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'll see y'all next time. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go show him some love. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps me. Subscribing is free. you ain't paying for shit. But, like, comment, subscribe, leave some more reacting requests in the comments. See y'all next time.